Let's get you put on there. That's better. Oh, yeah, that's better. There we go. Sorry, guys, about that. Are we ready? Are we steady? What a moment. What a time to be a Liverpool fan. Like, what a time. We're going to spend money. We came into the summer looking to assault the market with the amount of money we've saved from the last 3 previous windows where we've hardly spent anything. This one's where the assault is. Everybody thought towards the end of last season or beforehand, we were going to have some drop off. We weren't going to win the league title. We won the league title. Again, we look at the way it has been building up to this summer. People were saying, oh, we're not going to spend. We're not going to spend. We never spend. And now look. It's incredible. What a summer it looks like it could be for us, generally. A really good summer. And it looks good. It looks good. There we go. That's what we're going to talk about today. This and this. Rodrygo. And, of course, the man of the moment, the man that's been spoken about a lot this summer and continues to be spoken about, of course, Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak and Liverpool. My. So the latest, obviously, Ekitike is being pursued heavily by Newcastle right now. They're really pushing to sign Ekitike. Obviously, that's played into the theory that, okay, so if they're now really pushing for Ekitike, that could mean the door's open for Isak. It's a possibility. So the theory has Isak and Ekitike isn't as linked as everyone thinks it is. They want Ekitike along with Isak. That's what they want. I don't think it's going to be happening. I don't personally think they'll keep Isak at the club if Ekitike goes to them. If Ekitike moves to Newcastle, I think Isak moves to Liverpool. The cogs are in motion. It looks as if, for me, I would say right now, I would say Isak ends up at Liverpool, Ekitike ends at Newcastle. I could be wrong, but that's what the information that's given. It's literally, that's what it's looking like. But I love how we're not distracted, but almost distracted by this guy here, because everyone is taking their eye off this one. Everyone is taking their eye off this one. Now, of course, Luis Diaz, there's a second bid expected to come in. Expected, obviously. In and around 80 million euros is the estimate. So, what's that? 70-something million pounds. And I think, personally, I think Liverpool take that. I think then they assault the Rodrygo situation. And I think Rodrygo does move to Liverpool. I think some things have to align for both of these to come to Liverpool. But at the moment, I would say them things are starting to line up now. The jigsaw puzzle's starting to come together. Bush has then said, "Are you sad about Jota?" Yes, I am. It was a tough one to deal with, to be honest with you, as a fan. It was really difficult to deal with that. Watching that game against Preston was, well, I mean, the emotions in that game, like before kickoff, after kickoff, during the whole game, after the game, there was So many emotions within that. It was just mad. It was just mad. But yeah. But we're here today, obviously, to talk about Isak and Rodrygo and how things need to align for them to get to Liverpool Football Club. I generally believe Isak will be a Liverpool player. I do believe that. I think Rodrygo is going under the radar. I think it's a really potentially huge signing. I think he's a very, very good player. He's got a potential world beater ability in him. He really has. And I think if we're looking at the players that Liverpool have targeted this summer, they're all quite young as well. Kirkes, phenomenal left back. Plenty of time for him to get even better. A Frimpong, of course, a really good right back, very attacking, can play out wide as well. He could potentially cover in when Salah's gone, as it stands. I think as it stands, that's what would happen. I think Conor Bradley will play right back and Frimpong will play in that position where Salah is. I think that would happen when the AFCON comes. Obviously, up top is a difficult one. It's a difficult one. Núñez isn't going to start games. We know that. Arne Slot doesn't start him in games. He puts him on the bench, hence why he's probably going to be sold this summer. VA, do you believe in life after death? There's something for sure. I have my own beliefs, but there's definitely something. And like I said, if we sign Rodrygo under the radar, this would be because no one's really speaking about that. Obviously, all the attention's on this guy here, and rightly so. It's one of the best strikers on the planet right now, to be honest with you. And Newcastle fans should be extremely happy that they have him, in their club, in their team every week, just about. Obviously, it doesn't play every single game going. But yeah, for me, I think Isak does sign for Liverpool. I really do. I think that will be the case. I could be wrong, but I believe he will. I just believe he will, and I do think Rodrygo is another one we sign as well. I think Luis Diaz probably goes, Darwin Núñez probably goes, and these two guys are coming in. And to be honest with you, if that would be the case, if someone says, would you swap Núñez and Diaz for Rodrygo and Isak? 100% I'd say yes. 100%. Rodrygo is very underestimated because everyone looks at Vinny Jr. Everyone looks at Kylian Mbappe. Everyone looks at that front three. And even Endrick. People look at Endrick probably more than him as well. He's very underappreciated. And he's a very, very good player. He's, like I say, he's got potential to be a world beater generally. He's a fantastic player. Madrid are lucky to have him. If they use him in the right way, no doubt in the next 2 years, he'll be right up there as one of the best wingers on the planet. He has that ability. Isak as well, he's just as cold as ice. He really is. Gets in front of goal, he looks like he won't score, but he just does. And that's something we need in the squad. We need someone that can finish. Darwin Núñez didn't have the worst ever season last year. He really didn't. He didn't have an absolutely terrible one. His numbers were just near enough as good as Gakpo's or Diaz's in the end. So I don't think he was at the worst. But we need someone like an Isak that just knows where the target is, just knows when you're in that position. If he goes through one-on-one, I'd be confident he scores. Whereas at the moment, with Darwin Núñez, he goes one-on-one, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Generally, I don't know if he's going to score or not. And that's something you don't want in a striker. You want someone that when they go through on goal, you think, okay, he's going to score. I think Darwin Núñez, There's a slight chance he might even stay at Liverpool. I think he'd be coming in rotation. There's talk of as well Federico Chiesa being used down the middle. That's an interesting one. I think if Chiesa can get his fitness up and he can avoid injuries, everyone knew, like pre-injuries, how good he was as a player. Everyone knew how good Federico Chiesa was. You only have to watch him 2 or 3 years ago, and you can see him. He's right up there, you know, with the very best at that time. And if he can, you know, survive these injuries, survive almost like not a curse that he's on, but there's just something around him, you know, that doesn't allow. I don't know. It's a difficult one with Chiesa because I feel like with Chiesa, I'd like to give him another year. If the same was to happen, you know, he gets injured, he's unfit, things like this, then even come January, sell him in January for a cut price. Like, generally. I don't think he's a nailed-on one that I'd say I'll get rid of, to be honest with you. I think the nailed-on ones right now is Darwin Núñez. I think he goes. I think Saudi coming with a good, respectable offer and a financial package that is great for him and his family. And then I think Luis Diaz leaves. I think Diaz goes. He wants to leave the football club. There's been a bid. It's been rejected, around 58 to 59 million. They're going to probably come in with a 65, 66 million pound bid, so maybe 70 odd million euros. Liverpool value him at 100 million euros. I don't think you're getting 100 million euros for Diaz. I just don't see it, to be honest. But at this stage, I don't see it. But I think stars are slowly starting to align, like I said, in the fact that you've got Isak, you've got Rodrygo. This one is going under the radar. And I actually love, in a way, that the Rodrygo thing is going under the radar. No one's really speaking about it. I know there's a lot of people speaking about it, but there's not. Everyone's on about this guy, of course. But I like the fact that this is slightly under the radar, is the Rodrygo one. I like that. I think it's a good thing for Liverpool. Quite obviously, Xabi Alonso doesn't massively fancy him as a starting player for Madrid. But I think he's got a lot of work to do at Madrid anyway, to be honest with you, because Madrid has shown in the Club World Cup that they're pretty much the same team as they were during the season. So it's, again, one of them things. But yeah, I mean, will Isak move to Liverpool? It's just a question, isn't it? It's just a question. And I think he will. I have not many doubts about that. So, but we'll see. We will see. Okay, we'll see. But guys, this probably been my first video actually for a few weeks. I didn't want to do a video for a little while. Obviously, with all the stuff that's happened at the football club, I didn't feel it was the right time to do any videos. I hope to do more, for sure. I hope to go live a little bit more. I hope to post a little bit more, especially come the new season. Previews and reviews and things like this. I want to do much more of them, so I'm intrigued to do them. Obviously, if I can do them live, I'll do them live. I'm not always available to do lives. That's the thing. Like, I'd love to do more lives, but sometimes it's the availability. I don't have the availability to always be live, so it's difficult. But I've said many times as well, there's quite a few streamers that know of me and I know of them. Like, if I was to go on one of their streams, that would be perfectly fine. I've always said that, that I'll be always open to that, to do that. So that'd be fine. But yeah, like, hopefully come, this season, next month, obviously, we kick off the Premier League, of course. We kick off in the Community Shield against Crystal Palace. There's plenty of friendlies coming up as well. Hopefully, I'll have to do more of them. I might do the odd PES simulation. of a few games, like, or something like that as well, just to have something varied, something different. And yeah, I might even try to do a career mode or something like that as well. It's a possibility. But yeah, does Isak and Rodrygo end up at Liverpool? I think it's a strong possibility they will, to be honest with you. But we will see. We will see. Of course, when you're here, if you can drop us a like, that would be fantastic. It helps us on the algorithm. And of course, the more people that come in, the more conversations we can have. All of this has to be off the top of my head, because not many chats going through. So I have to speak on top of my mind and what comes to my mind. Of course, talking of Isak, Ekitike, of course, is plan B. I don't think Liverpool are going to go for Ekitike personally. I think it's more of a game plan there. I do think that. I think pressure Newcastle into wanting to buy Ekitike, and they are about to push a lot harder for Ekitike. They're expected to make another bid, which is really interesting at this stage. And again, Sky Sports and is it Kev or something like this, or Skev or whatever his name is, the guy that said, and the channel that said Liverpool weren't interested in Florian Wirtz. That's what they said. What happened? So when they're saying things like, oh, Liverpool are now going to pursue Ekitike, they've not made any contact to Newcastle about Isak, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe a word of that. I wouldn't believe a word of that. Sky Sports News are just, they're more miss than hit, if that makes sense, generally speaking. But I do think there's no smoke without fire. It's been going on all summer, this Isak link with Liverpool. I think he does. I think he ends up at Liverpool, and I think we'll find out in the next week or two. It's going to be an intriguing time. It's an intriguing time to be a Liverpool fan anyway. We had such a good year last year, of course, winning the Premier League. I do think last year we weren't at our strongest. We still won the league, but I don't think it was at our strongest. I think we'll be even stronger this season, or this upcoming season. I think Arsenal will be slightly stronger as well, just because if they're signing Gyökeres, they have that striker, they have that player that can, finish off the finished product almost. But he's obviously played in England before with Swansea, played with Coventry and things like this, and it didn't really do that well. So it'll be intriguing now. Now his pedigree's built up to see what he can do over there. And yeah, like I said, I think it's got a lot of the league fans worried. It's got a lot of the fans of other clubs worried. Liverpool's pursuit for Isak. I think, like I said, if Isak comes, if Rodrygo comes, I think we've had a summer beyond expectation. Maybe beyond dreams, actually, to be honest. It's been the best window for a very, very long time for Liverpool. Man, how many times we've had to put up with signings like Kabak, a Lonergan or something like this. Just we've been through some horrendous signings, like generally. We've had some horrible signings. We've gone through quite a bit to get to the stage where we're at now. We haven't got a stadium to pay for. We haven't spent anything really over the last 3 windows, and yet people are coming and criticising that we're spending so much money. It's money that's been saved up. It's backlogged. It's literally backlogged. We've been paying for a stadium. We've been paying for a training centre. We had a pandemic. All these factors. Liverpool are now going to behave like the club that they should behave like, and that's a big club. It's as simple as that. And it seems to have got a lot of fan bases worried. It really has. Yeah, just amazing. Amazing. But yeah, I do generally think, it's going to be an epic 2 weeks. I think this 2 weeks, you're going to find out a lot. And yeah, let's just see. But anyway, guys, that's me done for the live. So I appreciate everyone that's come in, everyone that's watched, anyone that's commented, everything. If you could drop us a like, that'd be perfect. If you're watching this after it's been live, thank you for watching. And I will see you soon, guys. All right? Ta-da.